Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Metabroz. I'm Moldy Potion. This is my bro, Metacracks.
Welcome back to our continued UFO set review. We are now on the Flame Aura type, so we're going to hop right in and cover all the cards, starting with the commons, then work our way up to the rares. But before we get started, just wanted to say, as usual, thank you guys all for watching. It's really spectacular. Yes. You're so supportive. Thanks for all the views, the likes, the comments. Please hit that subscribe button. And if you're looking for more MetaZoo content, you can check out Casters Society here on YouTube, where we release 3 videos every week. Link in the description below.
Yes, absolutely. Big love to all of you. Also, if you'd love to support us, we would appreciate it. You can go to patreon.com/Metabroz with a Z. Sign up for any of those tiers. We do merch and art giveaways every month, and there's stuff on the way. Heading out of the printer right now to those of you who were signed up last month. So thank you guys. You are awesome.
College Bigfoots should be with you soon. All right, guys, let's get right into these cards. Our continued set review. We're trying to get as much done as possible before we hop on a plane for Long Beach this week. So by the way, if you're going to be at that convention, please, if you see us, stop in, say hi.
Yeah. So whereas the other aura types, we kind of said there were some like hits and misses. There's like Call the Storms, amazing. And then you look at other lightning effects and you're like, it's okay, I guess it's good, but I don't know if I'm going to be like throwing it right into my deck. Flame is, there aren't a lot of cards, and almost every single one of these cards is crazy good. I'm so excited about Flame, so let's hop into it.
All right, let's start with the one that I heard about before any other card from you. And I haven't played a deck yet, neither have you on the show yet.
Not on the show yet.
Well, you guys haven't even seen any custom decks yet. So again, check out Caster Society, where we're already playing custom decks. At least we should be, starting Monday. The Green Fireballs. A beastie spirit, 10 per spellbook, contraction cost 1 neutral, 1 flame, life points 35. Has the spirit trait. So this is interesting. This is a beastie fireball. I have a hair, somewhere. I don't know where it is, but this is what's happening right now. 10 additional bonus to the attack if the Nighttime Terra is in play. Fourth wall effect. If you're in New Mexico, USA, this page costs 1 less aura to contract. Okay.
So that was live in Roswell, which meant that everybody could contract green fireballs for 1 neutral in Roswell. Because you could just say the 1 less was the flame, so you're paying the neutral.
Ooh, you could put them in any spellbook.
Yeah, any spellbook. And I was telling everybody there, I was like, if you get green fireballs in your booster packs, put it in the deck. Just go for it.
No matter what.
Yeah.
All right. Arena effect. Whenever an opposing caster loses their final burn counter, that caster loses 25 life points. Let's go. Yeah. And that's a repeating effect as long as they're in the arena. And that's for every single green fireball.
That's where it gets crazy.
If you have 10 out and your opponent was burned and that last counter is removed, you just dealt 250 damage without attacking, without using a power, just automatically arena effect.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
And they swing for 30 and they inflict 1 burn, which is the perfect amount because it means it goes away at the start of the next turn and it triggers the life loss. So typically you don't have 10 out.
Of course,
in my testing. Typically you get like maybe 4 out on average, which is 100 LP every turn when the burn is removed. And that adds up pretty quick because 4 of them can attack for 120. The burn doesn't stack. If you guys don't know that burn, once they're inflicted with burn, they can't be inflicted again with burn.
Except for that one beastie that does that special thing.
Iowa Dragon specifically. There's a couple cards. Unholy Fire will also set the burn counters to 6. There's some cards that do that. But typically once there's a counter on there, no further burn will be applied. And so when you pass turn, 1 burn counter goes away. They lose all the LP. These guys are badass, man. Honestly, they're really badass. And you can create quite a pace just by causing life loss. Not even really needing to attack.
No.
You can just inflict burn with other sources like spells and things like that.
There's so many.
Yeah, it's an interesting mechanic.
What is something else that deals 1 burn?
Well, we'll see more in this set. There aren't a lot of things in MetaZoo that only deal 1 burn. There are some things that deal like low amounts of burn, and there are spells like Shock Burn where you roll, and if you get a low number, you also get paralyzed. So there's effects, but there's not a lot of things specifically that only inflict 1 burn counter. I think there's a couple other beasties like Spring Heeled Jack that do it. So it's a pretty rare thing.
This makes me want to build a water flame deck where I stack as many invisibilities as I can, full play sets of invisibilities and green fireballs, so that I am guaranteeing that one of my green fireballs is always doing that 1 burn to you, 30 damage in 1 burn.
Or you can play Tea Cuddlers. Tea Cuddlers are invisible.
Roll on.
No, they hit for 2 burn.
Oh,
So
that's not bad either.
that's not bad. By the
Okay.
time the turn comes back around, you cause the life loss.
Oh, that's a great idea. So
Yeah.
Tea Kettlers, green fireballs, and invisibilities, because also invisibility allows you to bookmark a card, getting to that next green fireball or Tea Kettler, and you're intentionally leaving these things in the arena. They're spirits, so they can't be attacked, which is amazing. They have to be removed somehow with a spell or a power, and you have 10 chances to do this. So the idea of just pinging through a little bit of damage with the least amount of burn possible, with the invisibility guaranteeing that at least one of your beasties hits, and you get to bookmark into another card. I think that's the first spell book I'm going to build.
You say that now, but just wait till you see a couple more of these flame spells, and then you'll be like, never mind, I'm building the green fireballs merging flame spell book.
I mean, this is one card. We're 5 minutes in, and I'm ready to go build just now.
Yeah, that's what green fireballs does to you.
Oh, funky art.
Yeah, Lily, badass.
Of course. Triple strike, like you said, base 30, 1 burn, perfect. Flavor text. These unwelcomed beings inspected secret military facilities, wow brain, across the nation, but were never stopped. Where did they take all the information they gathered? Well, obviously with them.
Yeah.
Somewhere out in space. All right, next card. We have the spell Blighted Embers. Now, is this a Kelsey?
Yes, it is.
I can just feel the fierceness.
Yeah, her watercolors are so vibrant and badass.
And like just to like her angles and how scary she can make things, from cute to like totally frightening. Blighted Embers, 6 per spellbook spell, contraction cost 1 flame. You may contract this spell at any time an opposing caster destroys a beastie you control during combat. Okay. Send that beastie to your afterlife. Target caster loses 20 life points for each beastie with spirit in your afterlife. So now you're okay with them killing your green fireballs as long as you've played this spell,
right?
Because then they'll continue to re-trigger and stack for every green fireball you have in your afterlife, 20 additional life loss to your opponent.
And because Spirit Flame is kind of the theme of this release in terms of the flame decks, that's what it's crossed with. Familiars automatically put things into the afterlife. So you could build a Spirit Flame deck using familiars to fill up your afterlife with spirits, and then be able to use these Blighted Embers to drop some serious life loss.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Flavor text says, the new wilderness has brought great opportunity for fresh forest fires. All right, next card. We have Spell Flare Up. 2 per spellbook, contraction cost 3 flame. Take 50 damage and inflict yourself with burn 6. If you have 500 or less life points, bookmark 2. Place this spell into the afterlife. Okay. Interesting.
Yep.
Huh.
Just flame trying to up the pace and give you more boil over triggers and things like that. Just more ways to activate some trickery and get extra bookmarks in your flame spell book.
Oh, that's awesome art too.
Oh yeah.
That's so funky with the hexagons and the forest just flaming in the background. Flavor text says, nothing says adrenaline rush better than flames pouring out of every crevice on your body. All right. Next card. Keeping a good pace this time. Beastie Alien, Felix Stowe, Fire Demon. Now, this is the same beastie we just saw on the last card.
Yep. Yeah,
except
exactly.
a far more, I don't know. That one's scary. This one's menacing. And this one is by Seb. And this one is by Michael. Magnificent Michael. 6 per spellbook, contraction cost 2 flame, life point 60. 10 attack bonus if the meteor tear is in play. 15 life point bonus if the forest tear is in play. Fourth wall effect. If an opposing caster is younger than 13 years old, this beastie deals plus 10 attack damage. All right, so there's a good chance I would apply, just depending on your, opponent's age. The power, let's zoom in here. Compel. Fatigue this beastie. Awaken target beastie and have it declare a legal attack against a caster of your choice. Okay, so this power is very cool because one, you could do it to your own beastie.
Right.
If you had this opportunity, you're basically getting a second attack with one of your beasties, or you could force one of your beasties to attack if I was ready to take that beastie down, right?
You're saying I could force one of my own beasties to attack?
Either way, I could force my beastie or your beastie.
Yeah, you could force my beastie to attack you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, what
So
you
that-
said you could force your beastie, and I was confused because that's what you had just said with awakening your own beastie to attack
Sometimes
again.
words don't work with me. What I'm trying to say is I can either use this opportunity on my own beastie to get an extra attack through to you, or I could force one of your beasties to attack me.
Right.
Therefore, I would be lining up the blockers I want, in that moment of trying to make it as advantageous for me to take out a forced attack.
Or again, boil over opportunity here. If I have a big beastie with power up red and I'm crushing it, winning the game, you could boil over yourself and force that beastie to attack you. And then all that damage would be dealt to me because you boil overed yourself.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. I see some interesting combos with Felix Stowe.
You're saying you have an opponent who has a power-up redded beastie attack you to deal more damage to you. You take it. You don't block it if you're boiled over, so that way you can send it back to them.
Right. Like if I were in a bad position where...
And you had a bigger beastie
where
than
I
me.
had like 200 life points and you had like 600 life points and you had a Ketz with a power-up red on it, I could boil over myself 3 times and then
have Ketz attack
force Ketz to attack me and
not block it.
Right. And I'd go down to 10 and you'd go down to 20.
Ooh, yeah, that's nice. Flavor text, originally from England, this alien has been successfully hiding in the heat of Arizona, often being confused with someone just trying to escape the heat. He looks like he brings the heat. I don't think he's escaping it.
Yeah.
That guy's awesome. All right, next card we have Sky Snake. I love this art.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Oh my God. Who is this? Do you see it?
Afton, yeah.
Afton. Awesome, Afton. 10 per spellbook, Beastie Dragon, contraction cost 2 flame, life points 30. Has the flying trait, 20 attack bonus if the Sun Terra, Daytime Terra is in play. Fourth wall effect, this beastie deals plus 10 damage if you saw something flying in the sky this game. So,
I think that's more of a casual fourth wall.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Unless you really have a window view and you can say, like, do you see that? And get a confirmation from your opponent or a metazoologist that there was something flying. I don't even see this being like one of those pseudo environments necessarily.
I see
flying
that
in the sky.
I see a pseudo environment for sure where they have something, they have a Mothman up in the sky or something,
Okay. I guess, is the sky inside? Is that still sky?
Yeah. With pseudo environments, everything is like however they want it to be. They just make it how they want it.
So they could activate it. I wouldn't depend on that being activated.
No, not in a Terra only situation. Yeah.
Upon contraction, target beastie or caster is dealt 20 damage if they are inflicted with burn. Okay. Yeah. You're just stacking up these ways to remove life or deal damage without actually attacking or even directly casting a spell.
Right.
Scorch is the attack, base damage 40 and inflicting 3 burn. These guys are pretty badass, man.
They're good, man. Like all around. A 10 per spell book. I always say this to people. If it's 10 per spell book, read it carefully because that's a big deal. If you can put 10 of these things in a spell book, it doesn't have to be all that good of a card to kind of run the game. And these guys have that potential here, especially because they're going to be able to deal direct damage to anything that's burned and they inflict burn. You'll be able to set up some cool combos where you hit something, deal some damage to it, and they deal a decent amount of damage. They're a 2-drop who swings for 40 up to 60 if that Daytime Terra is out. So they're going to deal damage, inflict burn, and then when you bring another one out, you'll be able to deal additional damage to that beastie. So this is a deck that I could see taking care of itself pretty well. Just being able to solve a lot of issues between 10 of those dragons.
Yeah, absolutely. Flavor text. Perhaps related to beasties from Yokai Island, these sky serpents can be seen blazing through the clouds in a fiery display, twisting and twirling before disappearing and relocating. Thank you. You can hear when my brain is glitching. All right. Spell Burnout 6 per spellbook. This is one of my favorite arts in this set. I love these little Templar dudes. They're so badass. This is Seb? Is that what it says? All right, cool. And then we've seen them from a couple other artists, 1 or 2 maybe.
Yeah, Chris is the artist for the Templars. And then,
they remind me of like Gauntlet or like Wizards and Warriors, like, some old school video game characters.
Totally.
Contraction cost 2 flame. Target opposing beastie or opposing caster is dealt 10 damage for each burn counter they have. Now,
I like this.
This is cool. This is kind of like not something I would play with a green fireball deck
Right.
because we're trying to keep that burn low to get
Right.
that bonus. But this is something I would just naturally have in almost any other flame deck where I am attempting to stack as much burn as possible.
Yeah, totally. This is a cool spell. And if you had a lot of burn on a caster, because it's 6 per spell book, you could chain these together and do some serious damage, especially if you had Gassy and Piazza Bird out or something like that. You could chain these together pretty rough. Also, if you threw that dragons, we'll get into it, but there's a dragon-based rare for the flame aura type that's in this set that essentially also reduces flame spells by another 1, just like Piazza Bird. So if you had that equipped to your beastie, to your Piazza Bird, you could cast this for free. And with Gassy, you could cycle it. I could just see this being like a nastier version of a fireball in a way. If they're already burned, just pile it on.
Yeah, I'm already drawn to this personally with other flame builds, not the green fireball that we were just talking about, but any natural flame build where you're just trying to get as much burn as possible. I would choose this over the fireballs because I think I would inevitably do more. And most of the time, I want to send those fireballs at the caster to keep them burned. I don't know. Maybe I'd mix the two. Very interesting.
Yeah.
All right. For each counter they have. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So like think if you had 3 aura, you could either do a Jack Bomb, which could deal 75 damage in the arena, or you could do 1 fireball. And then if you happen to roll 5 or 6 burn, you could do this and pile that damage on. I mean, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that'll be clean. That'll be awesome. Hot, hot, hot. Keep the treasure. It's yours. Coming in hot, 6 per spell book, spell, contraction cost 2, flame. You know what? I keep saying all the art is my favorite because it's just so dynamic and awesome.
Yeah.
Like MetaZoo goes from like dangerous and dark to like adorable and silly all in the same set. It's so cool. Who did this? Chris. This says the next beastie you contract this turn enters the arena awakened, is inflicted with burn 1. I like that. And deals plus 40 attack damage until the end of turn. I love this card.
Yeah, so it's burning your own beastie. So you can't use this on any beastie that has 20 or less LP, because if you do, when you go to attack with that beastie, it'll die because it's burned. So don't forget that. Use this on beasties who have a little bit more, 30 LP or more. This is an amazing spell because it's going to basically make a mini Father Sam out of whatever beastie. They're going to come in, they're going to be fat, and they're going to be awakened and able to attack right away.
Yeah.
But they are burned.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like it. It's a good trade. I think that's a cool mechanic. All right. Flavor text here says, this grease fire is going to burn. If you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Oh, yeah. All right. This is the one I was talking about. This is where you're going to go, okay, never mind. I'm building a different deck.
I didn't mean to go in here. We have the spell and the fantastic art by Seb again. Merging flames, 10 per spellbook, contraction cost 1 flame. Target beastie or caster loses 10 LP and is inflicted with burn 1. Got it. Perfect for this, the fireballs. Then green fireballs. You may move any number of burn counters from any beastie or caster to another beastie or caster already inflicted with burn.
Yep. So you got some green fireballs in the arena. You inflict the opposing caster with burn 1. Wow. You then move the burn counters off of the caster to anything else in the arena that's burned. That caster is going to lose all the life loss from the green fireballs.
Oh, you do it right away.
Then you contract another merging flames because it's 10 per spell book. You put a new burn counter on that caster. You move it to the same source as before. You just move it off to the same beastie, stack it up. Then you deal that life loss from all the green fireballs to the caster. This is 10 per spell book. You have the same amount of these as you have green fireballs, meaning that if you can line this up right, you could just drain all their life points in one turn.
Okay. Merging flames, green fireballs, and I still want invisibility to bookmark into more and guarantee my one.
Just play bookmark.
I'm going to play bookmark too, bro.
Invisibility is a waste. Just play bookmark.
You know how many invisibilities I have and Lake Worth monsters from
Or camouflage potion. Then you don't have to pay for it. Then they're just invisible.
But you don't need the bookmark. No. I want the bookmark.
No.
I want to collapse my deck as fast as possible into as many flaming green fireball merging flame. Yeah, I love this.
Yeah,
this is amazing.
Badass.
Oh my goodness. They definitely stepped it up with Flame also.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, Flame got some serious ups in this set.
The scorched landscapes of the invasion makes great fuel for fire beasties. All right. Moving on. We now back out and head up to the top where we're going to go over the rares. And because we know that we always come back for the crystal, let's stop at that artifact essence first on our way up. Let me know once you see it.
Yep, it'll be right up here.
All right, there we go. Oh, no, I want to just click on it. There we go. Burning Spirit Imprint 2 per spellbook, Artifact Essence 0, cost flame, life points 50. You may fatigue this artifact at any time to generate 1 flame and 1 spirit. You may not control more than 2 artifact essences in the arena.
Yep.
That's what you were talking about. They are giving you that spirit option to build flame and spirit together, get those spirits into the afterlife so you can get that bonus.
So basically, green fireballs, merging flames, Morpheus.
Interesting.
GG. Good game.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
There's the other one.
We got one here. This is the Dragon's Rise, 3 per spellbook. Contraction cost 1 neutral, 3 flame. Now, this is an equipment, and it has radical art again. Double dragon.
Gassy and the Iowa dragon.
Oh, my God. Working together? Who did that?
Isaac.
Incredible Isaac. Contract a beastie dragon from your chapter for 4 or less aura into the arena awakened. Target that beastie and equip this spell to it. Whenever equipped beastie damages a caster with an attack, the next flame spell you contract this turn costs 1 less to contract.
Yep. So you can do an all-color dragon deck with this. This is 3 per spellbook. So you could play Iowa dragons, you could play Okanto dragons, you could play Cumberland dragons, whatever you want. And when you cast this spell, you'll be able to contract an Okanto or a Cumberland into the arena for 4 less aura. So
for free.
Yeah, for free. And then you attach this spell to it. Now, you wouldn't be able to target that beastie and equip this spell to it with an Okanto. Remember that, because they have magic proof.
Right.
So you'd bring them in the arena because that's the first effect. But then this would not be able to equip to them. This would just fizzle at that point. But if you equip it to any of the other dragons, whenever they deal damage, they kind of become a Piazza bird. They reduce the cost of the next flame spell you contract.
Well, whenever equipped beastie damages a caster with an attack, then you get that reduction. You probably said that. Yeah. And I'm just seeing that it's not exactly a Piazza, because Piazza just sits there and reduces everything.
No, whenever it damages a caster with an attack, it becomes a Piazza bird.
That's still cool, man. And the idea that all of a sudden you can play any aura type dragon for 4 or less and get them out just clean and confident.
And if you really wanted to, you could
and they
enter
the arena awakened.
Yep.
So this is actually a cheaper way to get a beastie with essentially temporary fleet.
It's really good because this is awesome. As much as most of the dragons cost in terms of, so you're paying for it, you're getting the dragon fleeting, and then you're reducing the cost, so you get a bonus spell after you swing with that.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty cool.
I like it a lot. Flavor text here says, it's said that dragons are born from the brightest flames. In some ways, destruction is just another form of creation. Absolutely. I agree with that. All
there
right.
He is. This is the best one.
Is this the last one now?
Bro, this is the last one, and this is the best one.
All right, let's get in there. We have the beastie fearsome critter. I remember this guy. Griddle, Grease, Pete. 2 per spellbook, contraction cost 2 flame, life points 40. Has fleet. 10 attack bonus for the Suburban Terra or the Farm Terra. 4th wall. If you work in the fast food industry, this page costs 1 less aura to contract.
That's officially a no-go. They've put it on the 4th wall list.
That's just for
you can't
casual
claim that.
Fun play.
Yep. Because he's too good to only cost 1 aura, honestly.
Let's zoom in here. Grease it up is the power. Fatigue this beastie. Target caster is inflicted with burn 7.
Yeah.
If that caster is already inflicted with burn, set their burn counters to 7.
Yeah.
You're just holding off all the attacks without severe punishment.
Yep. And if you combine it with that spell from earlier, that
you're
deals
moving them around.
10 damage for each burn. Yeah.
You're dealing to 70, or you're dropping it on a beastie and then removing it. Oh,
it's absurd. God. It's absurdly good. Or you're putting it on yourself for boil over.
Yeah.
So it's free.
Fatty Patty is the attack. Base damage 40 for a 1-drop.
Yeah.
And inflicts 4 burn.
2-drop. He's a 2-drop. That's what I mean. He'd be crazy if he were a 1-drop.
No.
Yeah.
And fleet, though.
He's still crazy, though.
He could hit up to 60 with the Terra bonuses.
Yeah.
And he's got 40 life points.
Yeah. Pound for pound, one of the best flame beasties in the game right
His
there.
His attack also has an added aura bonus against water, which is awesome. Flavor text says, Griddle, Greaser, Pete has been spontaneously helping breakfast for hundreds of years. This speedy cake maker uses loads of bacon grease to skate at top speeds.
I think this is probably my favorite Michael Peckham card ever. This is just it's too good, dude.
He's so happy.
He's so happy.
But he's going to be doing so much damage. Oh, man.
He's really hard to pull, too. We're lucky to have a playset of him.
We have that already?
Yeah. Cool. A lot of people are like struggling to get a second Griddle Greaser Pete.
Griddle Greaser Pete. I like him. Powerful Pete. I know you recall this. When we were living in Northern California, you were actually working for a farm that you milked like, what are they called? Goats, and they had pigs.
What are they called?
Yeah. And they had pigs and chickens and all sorts of stuff. And they had these 2 big pigs that they were fattening up for, dinner one day. And the way that they fed them was the local bakery in town. All of the excess donuts, cookies, icing, anything that you can possibly imagine, all these sugar products were sent to the farm. And these 2 pigs just ate donuts like all day. And not only did it smell good on the farm when you like just stopped in, but when the pigs were eventually slaughtered, it tasted sweet. The actual meat tasted sweet, and the bacon grease, which I ended up getting like, I don't even know, like 10, 20 pounds or something crazy like that.
A lot of grease, yeah.
Every single day I would do these like, what are the wraps? You'd grill the wrap like in some bacon grease, and it was like donut bacon tacos. It was so weird and awesome. Anyway, yeah.
It's better than it sounds.
Did it sound bad?
It sounds weird.
Sounds crazy.
Donut bacon tacos.
Donut bacon tacos, guys. They were delicious. Anyway, guys, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. This concludes our Flame set review for UFO, and we will continue on to the next Auratype, which is going to be Dark.
It's another good one.
All right. Looking forward to it. Until then, guys, appreciate all the likes, the comments, hit that subscribe button. If you're looking for more content, check out Caster Society here on YouTube. We do 3 exclusive videos every week for them, and you can find the link to their channel in the description below.
Also, if you're looking for some UFO deck lists, they have started posting up our custom deck lists on Caster Society, or at least my custom deck lists on Caster Society, and a bunch of other badass casters are posting up UFO deck lists. Some of them highly competitive, some of them just kind of fun and theme-based. So go check out castersociety.com if you haven't yet. And if you'd like to support my bro and I, like I mentioned earlier, you can go to patreon.com/metabros with a Z. We would love you and appreciate you for it. But guys, that's it. We're going to wrap here. Like he said, we'll be back soon with the Dark Auratype breakdown of the UFO set, and it's a good one, so stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm totally impressed.
Anyway, guys, we'll see you soon on another episode of
Metabroz.
Later.
Later, guys.